There are a lot of great writing tools out there. There's Microsoft Word, Scrivener, Final Draft, but they all have one major flaw, which is you buy the software, you write your book, you edit, you revise, and then you're ready to publish, and there's no one to read it. Have you been through this before? I have, and it's very disheartening at times. You pour your heart and soul into an outline, you write this book, hundreds of thousands of hours of just typing and revising and editing and storyboards and cards. Then when you have your manuscript, you send it out to some publishers and some agents. You hear nothing back. Maybe you'll get a couple rejection letters, form letters, cards, etc. But they're really not interested in you because you're an up-and-comer. You don't have a name yet. They have no interest or any reason to invest in you. Then you say, I'm going to self-publish. I'll go to Amazon. I'll upload my book to the direct Kindle marketplace. And then what? Nothing. You do a promotion. You offer your book for free. Gets a few downloads. You don't hear anything. You tell your friends and family, hey, please support me, buy my book. You sell a dozen copies. You get great feedback. Everybody says you should write more. But in the end, you didn't make any money. You didn't get the readers you wanted. Your book didn't catch fire, and you're frustrated. And why? One of the reasons I think this happens is because the writing software does not meet the needs of today. 50 years ago, a typewriter was what you would use to write your book. 20 years ago, a word processor was a great way to edit and revise your book without wasting paper. Now we need something different. Here's what I propose, without getting into specifics, because this whole idea is still forming, and I want you to help me build this idea and create this community. Here's the idea. What if we could elevate the art of writing again? Not names of people, but the art of writing itself. Here's an example. I pitch an idea for a book. I write one sentence. I say, this is what I want to write about. You look at that and you say, ooh, I like that idea. I want to promote that book. That sounds like an interesting idea. I might be interested in reading that book. Then I start writing some of the books. I write some outlines, some sketches. I listen to your stuff. I read it and I go, okay, I like where you're going with this, or, you know, it's not exactly what I was thinking. I thought you were going in this direction. You're actually going in this direction. Through that process, you're building a community of people interested in your ideas who want to read what you're talking about. Maybe it's fiction or maybe it's nonfiction, whatever. I want to build my audience while I write. That is the general problem I want to solve. By the time this book is done, I want to have a built-in audience of people who are interested in reading it. So when I hit publish, when that book uploads to Kindle or any other store that I want to sell it in, I have a following already of people who are going to read and appreciate my work. So how do we do that? Well, I think one thing we do is we get away from word processors. I think we need to change the way we write our books, and we need to create a more collaborative process that allows the words that we write to be better and, as they say in marketing, stickier, more attractive to people who are reading them. We want to elevate unknown writers. So if your name isn't Stephen King or J.K. Rowling, you're able to have your books read. How's the process work right now? Well, you upload to Amazon, and Amazon puts your book out there, nobody reads it. You go to BookBub, you say, oh, I'll buy $500 in advertising, and you sell maybe a couple dozen books, or maybe not, who knows. No one's ever heard of you, why should they read about you? If there was a way to promote and build based on the art form itself, would you be interested in using something other than your word processors if you could build your book in a way that's meant for modern times? That's what I'm proposing. That is, I'm going to keep the idea as vague as that right now, which is the writing process is a collaborative art form where by the time your final manuscript is done, your audience is already there for you. If you're interested in being a part of this, I'm not asking you for your money. I'm not asking you to do anything other than be creative with me, help me brainstorm. Let's come up with some ideas to do something different, something interesting, and change the way that people read and write books. I love the art form of writing. I love great prose, and this is all about promoting writing and reading and changing the way it gets done. My email is saplitsinfo@gmail.com. I've named this little project Saplits because I have the word sap in my last name, and I like to call my kids the Saplits, and this is sort of a project inspired by them. So I hope you'll join me, and you'll shoot me an email, and I hope to talk to you soon. Take care.